All right, hello everyone. My name is Joshua Colby. I am the instructor for Pima Medical School's Critical Thinking course. I wanted to make a video today to look at what we've been doing with week 2 and to help with our first writing assignment. So let me share the screen. We'll take a look at what we have going on. All right, so in week 2, we are looking at reason and emotion. The second chapter of our textbook is focused on this idea of reason and considering emotion and how reason and emotion may interact together, may clash, etc. And how we can kind of think through using reason, think through our problems, think through our emotions, attempt to gain some sort of control over emotions, maybe. So yesterday, Saturday the 8th, we had the Smart Book reading due. If you didn't finish it, I think everyone did, but if you didn't, let me know and I will give you I'll open it up, an extension open up for it. But I think I got everybody an extension who needed one. We'll see. Our second discussion is taking place this week. Remember our discussions, you need to have your first post in by the Saturday and need to have some replies into your classmates by the time the discussion closes. I said Wednesday the 11th, but I think it closes on the 12th. I have my dates all mixed up. I'm sorry. Wednesday the 12th. So then finally we have our writing assignment this week, which is the Barriers to Critical Thinking assignment. So I want to take a look at this assignment together since it's our first real writing assignment. So it is here under week 2. You can click on it, assignment, Barriers to Critical Thinking, reflection. This is a reflection writing assignment, which means that you are free to use more of a first-person casual tone. It is much more of a reflective, self-writing piece. The prompt here is, one of the characteristics of an effective critical thinker is the ability to develop strategies for coping with adversity rather than giving up or becoming embittered. Think of a hardship, personal, academic, or financial, that you are facing, integrating the characteristics of a good critical thinker that we have learned about so far in our first 2 weeks of the class. Develop a strategy for coping with or overcoming hardship. Write a 3-paragraph essay between 300 and 600 words that engages with the idea of the textbook to explain your chosen problem and potential strategies for overcoming it. I really like this assignment for a couple of reasons, and I just kind of want to go talk through them. First, I do want to stress, it's up to you how personal you want to go. I understand that there are things you probably don't want to share with a college professor on the internet. That's totally understandable. But I do think there is great worth to be found in writing about our problems, to do this kind of self-writing. I think it allows us a way of kind of detaching and looking at our problem from outside of ourselves. This sort of, can't see the forest through the trees idea. Sometimes we need to kind of step back from our problems, whatever they might be, and take a more objective look at them. And then perhaps maybe take a look at the way that our reasoning or lack thereof is playing a factor in those issues, and also maybe the way that our emotions are playing a factor in those issues. So with that in mind, think of a hardship, personal, academic, financial, really any kind of conflict, trouble that you are facing. Again, entirely up to you how much you want to share or not share. That's not really the issue here. What is an issue, or what is the issue, is that whatever problem you choose, think about what we've learned about critical thinking so far and try to come up with a strategy for coping with it, for overcoming it. I do think there is this tendency, at least among me and among most of the people I know, to dwell in our problems. We like to dwell in our problems more than we like to start planning ways to get out of our problems. So treat this almost as like treat this assignment as a way of looking at your problems outside of yourself, and maybe on paper at least getting a first step towards solving those problems, right? So it should be a good 3-paragraph essay. What that means is that you should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, between 300 and 600 words. It needs to engage with the ideas of the textbook. This is very important. It should engage with the ideas of the textbook. So it should not just be your own thoughts and opinions about your issue, but integrate the ideas from the reading into your problem and explanation or potential strategy for overcoming it. I just want to take a minute to look at the rubric. You should always, always, always take a look at the rubrics ahead of time so you know exactly what you're going to be graded on here. So if we take a look at this rubric in detail, um, the way that these rubrics work is that they show you a point range. 9.6 to 10 is exemplary, 8.5 to 9.5, and so on back down towards 0, non-attempted. So our first category here is that your response engages with the assignment. An exemplary one would be one that demonstrates comprehensive understanding of the assignment prompt, that clearly addresses every component of the assignment with critical consideration. In this case, what that means in relation to the prompt is that you have considered a hardship that you're facing, that you have integrated the good characteristics or characteristics of a good critical thinker, that you are looking at some kind of a strategy. So those are sort of like the three things you need to talk about, and that you are engaging with the textbook. So that's what I would consider to be engaging with this assignment. Second part on the rubric here is that you explain the problem. It's your problem, and again, I understand that it's entirely up to you how deep you want to share. I'm not really judging you on that, but you should at least explain the problem with clarity. So again, clearly and concisely identify or explain your problem or issue. That would be exemplary. Organization, like I said, try to have a clear introduction, a clear body, or a clear conclusion, or there are sort of those three things that the assignment is asking you to talk about. Make sure that they are clearly organized, right? A good score here under organization would be something that has coherent logical organization around a thesis. A thesis meaning like one clear statement that's saying like, this is what my issue is. This is what my paper is about. This is the thing that I'll be writing about, right? Finally, we have writing mechanics. Always try to be virtually free of errors in grammar, spelling, punctuation, capitalization, etc. Okay, so that is the assignment. It is due Tuesday night, May 11th. If you have questions about it, let me know. Again, I would recommend, I think it is good practice to write down our problems and kind of address them. It gives something about the writing process, gives us time to think, to consider other aspects, to maybe detach emotion from from our response to the situation. So use this almost as like a self-writing therapy session. That's it. If you have questions or need help with anything, please let me know, and I would be happy to help you out. I hope you guys have a nice weekend. Happy Mother's Day, and I will see you guys next time.